Oh, welcome back.
Yes!
To the Emergency Power Podcast.
Woo!
Level 2!
Oh, yeah, level 2.
Level 2.
You guys have been waiting for that, I know.
So much better.
So excited. I have double-digit health.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure this, like, your addiction doesn't bring that back down somehow? Just for me?
Oh,
Please
man.
don't say that.
Level to level, that'd be brutal.
That'd be brutal. Like, there's ways to lose levels in combat in this game, but fortunately, that's not one of them.
Could you imagine? It, like, reduced your con, and then you leveled up, and then it's like,
Yeah.
well, your con is
It's
still low.
bad.
Oh, that would feel
I've
so
heard
terrible.
In, like, some of the
damage is the
adventure
worst.
paths, there's, like, a character that struck, and when they caught you, you'd have to save to not lose a level in the middle
Oh my
of this
gosh.
fight.
Yeah, there's some, like,
Afflictions are nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're rough.
Just terrible.
But we don't have to talk about that right now. Why don't we talk about some level 2 stuff? Like, you guys have got some fun toys, I imagine.
Yep.
Yes, got quite a few new things here.
It is. No, probably not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do
I'm just a
declare
simple
I don't
mechanic.
know what you speak of.
You want me to go over here? Go over
Tom
all of them here, Adam?
Nations. Oh, if you would like to.
Yeah, I'd like to. I
I'd
think it's
love to hear what you
interesting.
got, or at least throw out the fun stuff. Like you're welcome to keep
Yes.
things in like the chamber if you want, but if you want to talk about like the fun stuff.
Well,
Yeah. So
I mean-
what you got? What does Pawns got now?
Hans finally has the ability he always wanted, and he can reach out and grab stuff with a what's called a psychokinetic hand.
Yes.
It's one of the
it's
most
a-
useful things
Yeah,
ever.
it's a level 0 cantrip, but it's so handy. And I'm very
Pun
excited to have
intended.
that. Yeah, of course. And then I might have gained a little bit of ability that will help me assist some people maybe hit their target more often. Because we've been
Nice.
struggling with that.
We need that.
So,
You need it bad.
I don't think I
anything?
hit anything last combat.
no, I don't think you did at
8
all.
rounds.
Yeah.
8 rounds of just missing.
Well, I don't think the guy you were fighting did either.
Yeah, you tied up that
he
dude.
came close. He came close.
Then I-
That's what's
Almost
important.
got you, and then grew up on himself and you.
It's kind of like
Yeah,
you
no, that was
tanked in a
great.
weird sort of way. So
Almost like I'm a heavy armor tank.
Almost. The tiniest tank.
The tiniest tank.
Fail
That sounds
tank.
like a children's book.
Fail Tank would be a great wrestling
the
name.
tiniest tank. But you could put like real
Okay.
tank names in with it, so it's just like the mouse.
So, you got some things that might help people hit.
And I might have a few more things that just help in
Trick
general
Up
scenarios.
those teeny
be nice.
tiny little sleeves of yours. Okay, well,
Speaking
how about 5e? You got anything fun?
Yeah, 5e has updated his defensive subroutines a little bit so that he's got the ability to move around enemies a little bit more without taking as many of those nasty attacks of opportunity.
Oh, I
that
think
is-
I might know what that is.
That's an operative exploit, and we'll bust that out in a
Yeah.
bit. I want to read over it once or twice so I don't fumble in the middle of the game with it. But yeah, that, and then picking up a good old evasion.
Oh, evasion. One of the
Yes.
most powerful things in all of Starfinder.
I love
So good.
evasion.
It's so good. Like, I made the save. I don't want to take any
Yeah,
damage.
no,
Thanks.
I
Thanks.
choose not to do that.
Dang. So that's like the monk ability or whatever that is. We just take nothing?
Yeah, it's,
So
it's
if-
just
if
like
he-
rogues in Pathfinder 1.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
If you succeed at a reflex save, and
reflex,
it would
yep.
normally do half damage, you take none.
Level 2. Wow.
Oh,
two.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
That's why that dip is so sweet.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Worth doing, even if you're like, oh, I'm a soldier, I'm the front line guys. Also, I have these operative levels because they make me amazing.
Yeah, that and just 12 more skill points. That's all.
Just that too.
Just a few.
Just I had a few that I hadn't put ranks in yet.
But that's no longer the case, I imagine.
There's a few I don't have ranks in. Not many.
All 2 of them? Operative just gets so many. They're a really strong class.
Yeah.
They're a good one.
I think Bluff is actually a class skill for me, and I've deliberately not taken ranks in it because I don't think he's a good liar. So, but anyway,
I appreciate the, character decision of that.
yeah.
You could just be a good at everything kind of character, but what fun is that?
Nah, not at
So
all.
I like
What-
that.
What
Kind of
is
rolls with it.
what is Scriff rocking these days?
Yeah, what is our fine whiskered friend
Well,
have at level 2?
yeah, mechanics only get one thing at level 2, and that is a new mechanic trick. In my case, it's the first mechanic trick that I get, because I didn't get one at level 1. I wanted to save it, but I think I'll share. I took hack directory. So when I hack a computer system now,
Oh, that is not the type of hacking I was thinking. Sorry.
I just chop the directory in half.
Hack directory.
I'm gonna find you in that phone book.
The
I'm gonna hack you
files are
I went straight to Dexter, and I was like, oh,
the files
gosh,
are
I
in
don't
the
know.
computer.
in the computer.
So when I hack a computer, a system, and I fail the check, before any countermeasures go off, I immediately become aware of those countermeasures, and I can make a second computer's roll at the same DC
Yeah.
to try and disable one of them before it goes off.
Ooh,
Excellent.
so like there's an electric shock coming. You're just like, no.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got like
Yeah.
this fail safe when I try and hack into a computer now.
That's pretty good.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
That is
Yeah.
real good. That's real
All
good.
right. But I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
ready to get
yeah.
rid of. I'm one save down on my affliction. on my
Yeah,
addiction.
1 down, 2 to go.
2 to go.
Dude, it's amazing the skills you can acquire by just taking a dirty nap in an old truck. Just-
Yes, it is, and that's exactly where you find yourself. In an overturned truck deep within the city of Io. You have taken a long rest, and you feel yourself being at least a little bit more restored. You crashed on this planet. Immediately, you were beset by space goblins. Then you moved into this city hearing things not terribly happy that you dealt with those goblins. And then you ran into these guys in this street who called out and said, we were looking for these guys, and they pointed particularly at 5e, which you noted with a really good roll on that, actually. That they're like, take that one alive.
Yeah.
Definitely makes me curious as to why.
Gonna have to find out more about.
I'm expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, not going to find much answers in this overturned truck. You can't just stay in here and be like, no, I'm good. It's like looking out of the opening.
That's no fun.
So you're gonna have to venture back into the city.
All right.
First thing, is Uzi still with us when we wake up? Or did he try to attack us in our sleep?
Well, you don't wake up dead,
Oh, good.
so that's something.
I'm so glad.
I mean, if Uzi wanted to escape or take us
probably
out,
would've.
he would have done it during the fight with the other guys.
That's
But
true.
he's
He-
on
he-
our side. I trust him now.
Yeah, we
He's-
like him.
He's earned my trust.
Quite a bit
you,
more.
You guys are at any time welcome to try to sense motive on him and try to figure out what he's doing. But judging by what he's done, yeah, he hasn't murdered you guys in sleep. So far, it's been on the level. Even through that horrendous rotten meat sack at the guy attacking Scriff.
There's just a vomit factory going on.
Today is
In that
already looking better than yesterday. Optimism.
Yeah.
That's what we're missing here.
Indeed. I like how it's left to the SRO to be like, emotions. This is good. We can do
Stay
it, guys.
No, your
Positive.
SRO is not so big on emotions and spirituality. This is player motivation.
Fair enough. All right, so in this city covered by a vast dome, the light from the sun outside isn't going to tell you when it's daytime, when it's nighttime, the place is just perpetually dark aside from the few glowing lights in the area. Fortunately, you guys have like an egg timer. One, like, SRO just got like, tick, 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 tick. So after exactly 8 hours, bing! You know.
Bing! Your toast is ready, sir.
You're right.
Like toast comes out of the SRO. Okay. Just as this timer is ticking down until 5E comes out of his charging sleep mode, I'm gonna have everybody else roll a perception.
I historically have not done so well with perceptions, and I'm going to continue that trend with an 8.
Oh.
And minus a 24. Yay. Bonus plus 9 now.
Ooh, even better.
Bravo to level up.
Amazing.
Pawns, you're in a deep sleep, and what you hear is the sound of metal smashing against metal. As you look over and you see 5E just spasm for a second and then go right back to how he was sitting. And then 5E, your internal alarm goes off. And you
Okay.
wake up.
Wait, okay, so 5e just like jolted in his slumber?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Huh.
in his like low power mode.
No, yeah, that's a little weird. Okay.
Rise and shine, gentlemen. Time to get moving.
Oh, it's morning already. Okay, well,
But
Where-
just 5 more minutes. I'm still really tired. Can we just sleep for like 2 more days?
Uzi
no.
just rolls over in like a broken box.
Oh, good, the good little guy's still here. We were headed to some sort of church, right?
Why is everyone so loud?
Come on,
Oh,
Uzi. Wake up.
Oh, right. I'm with Polly's. Right. And he like kind of climbs out of like busted box he was in. He seems to like crawling into small spaces.
Well, he's like a cat.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like the most disgusting cat ever.
Hans is gonna.
He opens up one of the rotting meat sacks
Oh.
and is just like.
Oh.
No. Okay. Yeah, Hans is gonna kind of like
Revolting.
straighten out his tie, get a little stretch, and then just shudder as soon as he starts eating that again. Just like, no.
It just like holds it out to Pawns. You want? You want? Holds it to Scriff. You want?
Script leans over and throws up again.
Goes back over to where the other guy was. Throws
Just
up there again.
retches.
It's all yours.
Unsubscribe.
No culture. Yeah.
I guess we should get going.
The time to get all is to Triple Church.
Take me to church.
Not gonna start singing.
No.
Not gonna start singing yet.
If I was gonna do it, it would have been in Pon's voice, but that's okay. Let's take a peek
that would be
outside.
interesting.
Make sure. I'm curious if those little like rodent guys maybe cleaned up some of the bodies outside. Little
Why
like
don't you go ahead and give me a perception?
yeah.
See,
Yeah, I'll
built-in
step outside.
built-in body retrieval on this planet.
That sounds great. No
like a
perception.
s-
Let's see here.
It's the circle of life.
It's the circle of life.
You know what?
See?
That's another 24.
Pawn's killing it.
See everything.
All right. Yeah, you guys open the door a little bit to this trailer you're in. Look out into the middle of the streets where he had kind of dragged the bodies. And sure enough, on top of the pile, there's just a bunch of these little rodents. They look like they've been at it for a while, and the bodies are in none too good of condition. But they do at this moment seem distracted. So they don't immediately look over the second you guys open.
Yeah, hopefully getting full. Just kind of like vultures. Kind of. right.
Well,
Let's.
Shall we proceed?
Yeah, the unblocked portion of the street was past where the rodents were originally positioned, correct?
Is that
North.
the way we're going?
Indeed.
believe
Yeah.
you're heading
And
north,
That's pretty much the only way we
as
can go.
pawns, as you look out that direction with that perception roll of yours, you see towards right around where the trash was, 3 marks, 2 sets of 3 marks, and you recognize it from when you guys were just coming into the city. There were some marks in the dirt. These look like tire tracks that have skid a little bit.
Okay, and that's heading north, also.
Yes, that's
Okay.
heading north.
So something maybe. That's as we approach.
Well, are you
Correct,
guys?
or from here?
How are you going to approach?
Um,
The little predators were kind of in the
Yeah.
middle of the street, and you guys were not too far from that.
We should be able to kind of hop around that left side towards the. There's like a fenced off area to the left. Maybe we can hop over that and just kind of stay away from them fully.
All right, if that's the plan, I'm gonna need
Yeah.
some stealth rolls.
I like
Yeah.
that plan, and I will make that stealth roll, sir.
Uh-oh.
That or we're just gonna run.
I got a 17.
Awesome.
Respectable. Feeling better already after that nap.
Ooh.
Yeah, no.
Dropping a 19 on mine.
Mine was an 18.
Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, so you crawl out of the opening to this truck and kind of shimmy along the side of it, heading back around towards the storefront area that you had kind of come into this area by.
Mm-hmm.
Put your back up against the fence, sneak around. At one point, Uzi trips, falls over,
Nope,
flat on his
no.
face.
Catch him. Catch him with Mage Hand or whatever it's called.
I don't think it can lift them.
Yeah,
No.
he's
Oh, was
it
it like
can
5 pounds?
only do like 5 pounds or something like that.
Heavy, is he?
And as even though he is small, he's not quite that small. And everybody just like freezes and like stares at the small predators. Like one of them perks up for a second and then like goes right back.
I'm just seeing like the
The
trimmer
eating.
things now, like the heat sinking ones. So they're just like
No.
and pop
Oh
open
my
their
God.
little antenna or whatever that was. They're just like, oh gosh.
I mean,
this
you're
is
not
so freaky.
100% wrong. These little plant predator things have like magenta eyes, and yeah, they're like looking around like from Up, the dog whenever they see a squirrel, like
Yeah.
yeah, basically that.
Gotcha. Okay. Careful, Uzi.
And he like grumbles a little bit, picks
I
a
could-
sack of meat up that dropped out, puts it back in his pocket.
I could carry him. That's easier.
No, he's fine.
Okay.
We can do this.
All right, let's get over this fence.
Okay, so you guys climb over the fence. That for pawns, I'm assuming he just kind of gently floats over.
Gently flying up and down.
And you guys get over to where the tire tracks are. Now,
Where are they
just-
pointing?
There, for you guys, as far as the direction you've been going, it's more or less north. However, it seems that right ahead of you, it goes into this like building that is cracked in several different spots. Just looking at it, you could think it may have fallen from the ceiling, hit the ground, and shattered into compartments.
Okay, so there's like some cave entrances.
Yeah,
thing?
like some of the walls are facing different directions than other. Glass is just littering the ground in front of you. And it looks like there's an opening that is big enough to fit something through, and that's generally where these tracks are pointing.
Okay,
All right.
Assuming we're just gonna continue to sneak through. Is there? So you said there's multiple. Is there Can we just go down the one that the tire tracks are going down? Unless you guys think otherwise.
No, let's follow the tracks. I think that whoever made these tracks is probably the person that took Isbin Espa out of the crash site.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's the best lead we've got. We may as well run it down.
All right. So you move towards this fractured building and move into the opening. As you're moving forward, Scriff, your shoulder, you feel a little like something hit it.
Ah!
And it feels like when you get shocked by someone who touches you, you get that same like electric zap. And as you look around, you look up towards the ceiling and there's a large hole. And looking down at you is this creature with tentacles right where its mouth should be.
No!
Oh. Hello.
Do you say anything at this point?
I say, look, it's up, look up.
Uzi turns around, looks up, and he goes, run, 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 and he just takes off running down one of the corridors.
Yeah, I follow as quickly as possible.
I'll bring up I'll watch the rear. So once those two
All right,
move
as
past.
you take off, it drops down, and here's what's gonna happen.
Is this literally like a plant octopus?
Yes, it's... I will say this thing is big, right? And when
Size category.
when it
Big.
drops down, it is... Yeah, it's at least as big as 5e.
Oh my!
And you're
okay.
welcome to fight it.
Big
No.
tentacle monster. No, thank
We
you.
just got through a fight. We're
Plant
good.
to a puss. Plant to a puss.
Yeah, it drops down on all four legs. And its tentacles, you see like electric arc zap between them as it charges after you guys. Okay, so you're running down this corridor. Right now there is only one direction to go. You get to this intersection, left or right?
Right.
Okay, you head right. As you're
Gonna say
running
left.
to the
Okay, I'll
right,
go right as well.
you see ahead of you these like eggs on the ground, these orangish
no.
eggs. You can try to jump over them. Acrobatics check.
Can I grab one? How big are they?
Otherwise, it'll slow you down as this thing is chasing you.
Nope,
Okay.
taking the acro.
Oh my gosh, I am so screwed.
All right. 5e gets
Okay,
us.
so we're gonna have a group acrobatics check to make this, so it's not like
Okay.
one person falls behind one person. It's either a hit or miss, baby.
It's lovely. We're all
got
holding
an-
hands.
Scriff got an 11.
Okay. Acrobatics.
Acrobatic.
Jeez. Does anyone have proficiency in that?
Oh, yeah.
I-
I got a 17
Oh, yeah.
on my roll.
I mean,
good.
I do, but I am very weakened right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
you
was a
guys
4.
run, and you're following 5e's lead. Boom, he jumps over these things. You guys take the same jump. You have left, forward, right. What do you do?
Let's snake back to the left. That'll put us closer back to the original path. We'll still,
Okay,
still
you
be
snake
serpentining.
into the left. You head into this broken down room, and you see that there's a box turned half over on the ground. You pick that up, however, this is a dead end. So you head back, boom, go to the main section. You see that this creature has come up and has stopped in front of the eggs for a second. Looks
Yeah.
like it's looking over it.
Could I
You
try
now
to stun
can
him
go.
somehow?
What do you got?
Oh, shoot.
I know what to do.
Daze?
When
Yeah.
we get back to the intersection, I pop the smoke grenade and drop it in the
Oh,
intersection.
Interesting. Okay.
Alright.
Boom. Pop the smoke grenade. Drop it. Okay, you can go up or you can go right. Where do you go?
Let's go straight up.
Yeah.
All
let's go
right,
up.
you guys head straight up. You run for a little bit down this corridor. There's a left or a right. What do you do?
Left.
Yeah, now left.
Left. Okay.
I'm just following these guys.
You hit the left. You see in front of you, there's a wall that looks kind of dilapidated. Looks like it might fall at any minute. To your right, there's a long tunnel.
5e wants to attempt an athletics check to knock down the wall.
Okay. This one, I'm actually going to have you do a melee attack on it.
Fair enough. I can do that. Can I just roll my baton for this?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
So you hear behind you this horrible roaring noise as this thing romps around in the smoke, smashing into a wall.
Not
What do
great,
you got?
not great, not horrible. A 10.
10?
Yeah.
DC 10.
Nice.
Boom! Smash it with your baton. You guys head through. As you
Oh,
head
yeah!
through, you hear this thing tromping down the hallway behind you. You guys keep booking it. Right here, there's only a left. You take the left. As you're heading down, boom, you have downward. You have to your left. What do you do?
So if we went left, that would take us back down, right?
You would be, you'd be continuing back down south if you were to take the left.
So, but straight is an option at least?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
head essentially at this point down or to the west.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's keep heading straight west. Straight west.
Okay, you head
go
to the
straight.
west. Okay. You run down this corridor. You see on your right there is an opening that you could go, or you could continue down the hallway. What do you do?
Split
Opening?
right.
You split right. Okay, you head down. As you turn this corner, there's another opening to your right. Right ahead of you is just another overturned object, and you see something shiny in there.
Shiny!
Shiny.
Let's very quickly check the shiny.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you check the shiny, turn around, you see that at the beginning of that long hallway, the creature has come around the corner and is standing there. Okay, you pick up the shiny thing. As you look back, you see on your right, there's an opening. As it charges right at you,
Just go right.
Yeah.
You just gotta
let's
keep
go through the
going.
opening.
We gotta go
you,
right.
you book forward a little bit. You go right. You head into this room that loops around a destroyed wall. There's an opening on your left, and it continues along to the right.
Continue to the right.
Continue to the right. Okay.
Oh my god!
You continue to the right. You swing around. You like grab onto the wall and do like a spin around it. You hear this thing coming up after you. As you're running forward, you see an open window. It's at a diagonal shape. And you see that there are metal shutters on it.
Ooh.
You guys jump through the metal shutters. Do you continue running or do you do anything right here?
Let's keep
think I have
moving.
anything.
Keep moving. Keep
Four.
moving.
Yeah. We should.
Okay.
I
keep
already
moving.
dropped my smoke grenade. I don't have anything
Yeah.
else.
Okay, so you jump out of this building. You guys have managed to get through this thing as you're running around, and this thing is chasing you. You book it out, and you're into this street that is just covered by grass and vines and giant plants, and it's a straightaway. Real quick perception, everyone.
Oh my god. I am so stressed.
Okay.
You hear the thing chomping in behind you. Boom, boom, boom.
Scriff got a 10.
You've got a 10? What we got?
5E's got a 12.
12?
25.
20.
Nice.
With the perception.
Okay.
We're gonna call him
So nice.
Big Eye Pawns.
Yeah.
Ahead of you, you see just lines of cars that are just in position. You see pawns, a broken area in the street as a drop off. You see that there's like a pole over on one side and then a truck that seems like it's falling in. Kind of, there's two potential options to get across there.
So a pole or a truck to get
Yeah.
across this collapsed
Right.
bridge.
Hey,
You
let's there's a pole over
start
there.
booking it.
Let's either try to slide down or hop across it.
Yeah, it's like
Oh my
falling
God.
over, so like it's a street lamp
just
that's
gotta-
just falling over, and you're just like, okay.
Oh my
As you start running, you jump and do like a slide over one of the cars.
Yes.
You hear the creature break through the wall behind you.
So you know, in like Scooby Doo, how like their legs are always moving, and the main people, right? They're always like, but then sometimes the evil guy, he's just kind of like floating by because he's in some sort of weird dress. I see Pons as
Right.
that person all the time, where she's like,
Just floating over these things. Like, oh, you gotta jump over all this stuff. Nope. It just float.
it just goes.
Okay. So you start running towards the pole that's on like the left side of the street. This thing jumps over onto a car, like crushes the roof of it.
my
Give me an
gosh.
acrobatics check.
All right.
Oh my gosh. I
Okay.
don't know about this, guys.
Oh, 19.
Nice.
Scriff got a 17.
Ooh, that was a 12.
Very good. Okay. You guys run along this pole. It's like this little street pole, maybe like as big around as your head, but you guys are like, no, 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 and like running on the pole just as fast as you can. This thing jumps over, kind of like screeches to a stop as he gets to a pole and starts running towards the truck. So you got a little bit of space on him as you go forward. As you're running along, a plant reaches out into your line of sight from around a corner and it grabs Ozzy.
Ozzy, no!
What do you do?
Oh my god!
Ah,
I don't have
shoot
a. Yeah.
You could try.
We gotta save
Pistol.
Ozzy.
pistol.
Full attack with a skip shot pistol.
Yeah, do that.
Ooh, yeah, nice.
Do you want me to take that, or are you gonna take it?
Yeah, who's gonna do it?
I was gonna make the shot, but
Okay.
Go for it. No,
Go
you-
for it.
I haven't
have
hit
no
anything
bonuses.
in like 2 sessions, so I probably shouldn't be the one to
Yeah,
do
he
this.
gets picked
All
up.
you.
Griff, save me! You know.
13 on the first, and then the second one is because it's always 2 rolls, right?
For
Yeah.
full attack, yes.
Yeah. Oh, natural 1. So 13 and that one.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you take a second, turn around, shoot it into this plant. One shot goes wide, one shot hits it right in the tendril that's holding it. Drops Ozzy flat on his face again. He gets up and just starts scrambling away, trying to catch up to you guys. Meanwhile, this thing has come across the down trailer, jumped over to the other side, is behind you guys now. Getting pretty close, especially behind 5E. Up ahead, based on that perception check, Cooper, you see a church.
The church!
see a
The
church?
triple church!
Okay, everyone give me a group athletics check.
All right.
As the street opens up, this is a sprint to the finish. There is a
Negative
gate
1.
and a fence right in front of you.
Oh
So we've
yeah.
got a 7.
It's an 11.
15 for the robot.
Okay. 5E hits the gate, pops up, holds his hand out, pulling people up and over, and you guys drop onto the other side. As you drop down, you start running towards the main door. The main door flies open, and standing there is a man dressed all in black. He's got a pistol in one hand, and he starts shooting wildly towards you guys. General direction.
Don't shoot!
Gosh!
Get inside!
With pleasure!
As he's shooting, the gate behind you busts open as this creature comes through. The man with the pistol manages to hit it once, and then his eyes get real wide as he runs back in. You guys go in through the door. Everyone
door,
give me a
close the door.
strength check to close the door.
Yes, yes.
Oh, strength check. Is that just
Strength check.
Pure
strength
their
check.
Ability
Just
score.
click on the word.
Yeah.
ability?
Natural 20.
5.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
5 is good,
That
right?
adrenaline
5 is
rushing
that
through
bad.
his veins.
0.
Total of a 0.
That makes sense.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
You guys grab the door. You start closing it. This thing comes up and manages to get one tendril in. That hits Pawns. Pawns.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
Pawns.
You're going to take a little bit of damage right here.
Okay.
6 electric
Ow.
damage.
Oh,
As he
okay.
hits you, and you guys push the door, it pulls the tentacle back out. The guy reaches over, puts a wooden bar on the back of the door, and you guys just put your back on the door and like slide down. You hear the thing slamming up against the door. You can feel it pounding.
My Scrip's heart is just racing right now. He catches his breath. Thank you. Oh,
5E is simply
Opening
very
door.
calmly facing the door, probably just inches from it on his visual display, just staring it down, waiting to see how far the vibrations will send it.
I mean, what even was that? I didn't think there would just be like electric tentacle. What?
I've always stayed away from those things. That was terrifying.
Clearly, it's a native predator of some kind. Close call, eh?
Eh.
Ozzy, are you okay?
He kind of like checks
Is
himself
everyone okay?
over. Yeah, and the man turns to you guys and basically asks you the same thing. Are you harmed? I'm a poor hand at healing, but I have a few medical supplies I can spare. If you need it, it's yours.
Diagnostics indicate I'm still functioning at 97.5% of optimal parameters.
I think I'm still in one piece.
I'm a little bit injured. Do you possibly have a med kit, though?
I can look in my supplies and see.
That might be handy for one of our friends here. And I point over to Scriff.
I look over at Uzi plus wound.
He's just like laying down on the ground like his little legs weren't built for this.
I pull out the dog slicer and the junk laser that we got off of the original goblins that we fought. And I say, I probably should have given you a weapon after our first encounter, but here. And I'll hand him some weapons.
He looks up at you and gives you like another one of those smiles, but he's like almost half-hearted because he's like, thank you. And like takes them, like holds them for a second.
You've shown that you can be trusted with these.
Not so bad for tallies. And he just lays
We're
there,
the
like
same
closes his
height.
eyes. You have about maybe half a foot on him.
How much does your how much does your suit boost your height? Are you mostly like fully
It's heavy
encompassed
armor.
in it?
Okay. It's heavy armor.
Got it. Wasn't sure if you were like up kind of within it or not.
Not so much. I'm
Got
still a small creature.
During your guys' run through that building while the thing was chasing you, you guys picked up a few things.
Yeah, the shiny.
The shinies. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
the
we
shinies
look at
that
that.
you came across, you found 2 Mark 1 serums of healing.
Oh, nice. Who wants
And this
those?
other one, I'm pretty excited you found. You found some Eoxian bone cigarettes and a lighter.
Ooh, what is this?
Cigarettes.
So it's a pack of 12 small little hollow bones,
Oh,
and it's got dried leaves like packed into them.
okay. I could see that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are they are the outer bones reusable, like when you smoke it, or?
Oh, they're bones.
Cool.
That is really weird.
Yeah, that's
it is.
really weird.
Really
I don't know if I want to take any drugs right now, guys.
No.
Fair enough.
Oh, you're learning.
Okay, but who wants to take what from that?
I'll take one serum, I guess.
I have 2 serums of healing, I believe. I don't know where those came from at the moment. Probably a previous.
Yeah, it could have been
Box
inside the ship.
systems.
I think there was
Yeah.
at least some in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll let the organics keep those.
Yeah, I'm contemplating using them right now, although we seem to be in a position of safety.
They
so-
only heal hit points, just so you know. They don't heal stamina.
It shows I'm down 4 hit points. Is that correct after a level
Yes.
up? Okay.
Yes.
so-
Yeah, so level ups. You know, you get a bonus cap. However, you don't suddenly jump up to meet that cap. And when you go
Got
to
it.
sleep, you only heal 2 hit points per night.
One,
so
one per class level.
yeah.
Got it.
So that's not great. And yeah, you are down a little. So that could potentially get you back up to full if you wanted to do it that way.
Yeah.
Or you can save it and use it for later.
If we head back to a place of danger, I'll probably pop that right before heading out. But for now, I'll just go ahead and hold on to them.
Sure.
Okay, this.
Okay, Eoxian bone cigarettes. Any takers? Going once, going twice.
No.
No, which is a shame because my character has no interest in something like that, but that's a really cool item.
I mean,
I'll-
Yeah.
Go ahead, because you probably want to keep any kind of drugs away from me right now.
Don't
Okay.
want to be tempted.
Yeah, I'll hold on to them.
Okay. As you guys have now a second to catch your breath and look around, give me a perception roll.
Scriff has an 11.
18.
And our 5e also has an 18.
Rolled kind of low there, huh, Pons?
A little bit, yeah. It's only a 9 on the dice.
Oh, poor Buki.
Alright, so the man who had thrown open the door and fired wildly towards these beasts stands kind of quietly nearby. They've set the pistol down on a nearby table, and they wipe their hands off as if trying to wipe them clean from using this weapon. The man has all the telltale signs of being a Lashunta.
Describe
Save.
that for me, maybe.
Yeah.
What is that?
For those of us who don't know what a Lashunta looks like.
Yeah, why don't you guys go ahead and give me a culture roll, and we'll get some info on Lashuntas. Lashuntas are pretty cool.
23 for 5e.
Very nice.
24.
9.
All right, so Lashuntas are first and foremost, like, we'll go by appearance. Lashuntas are like the supermodels of the galaxy.
Oh. All right.
There's two types of like sub races in Lashuntas, and there's like the politician types. They're really good at talking, very charismatic, and then there's the more like rough and tumble soldier explorer types. This one in particular, looking at definitely more of the Damaya Lashunta, which is those talky pretty boys.
Right.
So yeah, there's
He's just normal, like humanoid, 2 limbs, kind of the
humanoid.
roundish head.
You guys have
I don't know how else
at
to
least
describe it.
heard
It's
of
like a
or
rock.
run into these things fair occasions because they're pretty common in the packed worlds.
Okay.
They have like these innate psychic abilities. They're not like anything crazy, probably not as powerful as you can get pawns, but they have like limited telepathy, that kind of thing. What's interesting is the sub races. They essentially, the parents like will them to be one or the other before they're born, using their psychic powers to be like, no, we don't want this trait, we want this trait. Psychic powers, sheer will.
Yeah.
They create like, I want the buff one.
That's really
You know,
interesting, actually.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're really interesting.
They have, if I'm remembering correctly, they have like antennae that come out of their forehead or something.
Good spot. Okay, so as you're looking over this Lashunta, you see that he has a bandana over his forehead, and you don't see any of those coming out, those antennae.
He's been clipped.
Mm.
Or they're
So
hidden.
yeah, he's one of these Damaya Lashuntas, and you know, he's kind of got this androgynous look about him, very shapely face. He's beautiful enough that he should probably be on holo ads with like short black hair hanging gently in his face.
Cologne model.
Yeah, basically.
So I'd like to go over to him then. And, like, are you
Okay.
the priest of this church, or what
And
would
he
you consider yourself?
wipes the hair a little bit out of his eyes. After a fashion, yes. My name is Victor Daruna. I am the semi-saint of the updated Church of Triune, version number 4.6619.312b. And unfortunately, and he looks over towards the back of the room, and I'm going to give you a little bit more description here so you kind of know what he's looking at. The back of this church has seen far better days. There's a smell of mildew and incense that's all but overpowering. Nearby the front door, there's 2 sets of these makeshift huts built from the pews. It looks like there's just wood slats on top and a covering on top of that, and some bed rolls that are sticking out. The center of this once resplendent hall has a large mound of dirt, and in the center is a small, quietly crackling campfire. There's splintered logs and a half-broken chair ringing this fire for a little place for people to sit. And nearby that, there's a bush that's got like little fruit on it growing up from a cracked tile floor. To one side, this stair set where choir singers might stand. And on those steps, there's many little candles, and all of them are lit. And they're around a dark, long bag that's just sitting in the middle. The back wall, there's a door that has a big cabinet pressed up against it, but vines have broken through the door and are creeping over. And above that, you see 3 purple stained glass windows built into the back wall, the symbol of Triune. So, as this Lashunta looks back, you can tell that the bag on the stairs is a body bag.
Oh, no.
Okay. Can I look at this guy and just ask him a question to see how he responds?
Absolutely.
So, wouldn't happen to need a hand, and I'm gonna lift up my hand, or like an arm around here? One of those? No, are you doing okay?
He gives you kind of a blank stare for a second. It does one of like the smiles where you're like, you don't quite know what they mean, but you're trying to go with the conversation anyways.
Okay.
If you would like to help out around the church, that would be very helpful.
Okay. Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or whatever that would be? I'm just
motive.
Sense
Yeah.
motive.
Okay, that's the one. It's a 28 with a natural 20.
Ooh, nat 20. Nat 20 zony. Okay, as this guy definitely seems like he's a little confused by the situation, by like guys just running down the street. But he doesn't seem like he's hiding what you're looking for. He doesn't seem to know about what you're referring to.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I was hoping he wouldn't, and that question would be vague enough not to tip him off about anything.
Sure.
Scriff will say, "You don't seem to have much of a congregation anymore. What, why are you still here? This entire place seems abandoned."
Well, I am now in charge of these holy grounds since the passing of upgraded Saint Etro Pantra Demonico Lemerio III. I was brought here on a pilgrimage. It was his life's work to try to save those who are lost in the city. However, they were attacked by a venomous plant and fell to the venom shortly thereafter.
So you do mean physically lost, not just like spiritually, or
They have passed from this world, and he kind of gestures back towards the body bag.
Oh. I'd like to slowly float over there.
I was brought here before his passing to take up the charge, as he was getting on in years. It is not glorious, nor, as you say, much of a congregation here, but those lost souls, perhaps like yourselves, I am here to serve in what ways I can.
How long ago was your predecessor lost?
Within the week.
I see.
My condolences.
Mm,
We are
Kind of
also looking
nods
for
his
someone.
head.
We are looking for a Shirin. Have you seen any lately? Maybe the past, how long has it been? Day? 2
Yeah,
days?
it's been
2
like
days?
a day.
A day?
Yeah. Have you seen any Shirin in the last 2 days?
No one has come here for some time. However, I did hear the sound of an engine passing by the church only yesterday.
That may be who we are looking for. We found tire tracks and we were following them from our crashed ship.
Then the only ones in this city who still have vehicles and technology of that nature are the Garagatal.
How do you spell that?
Well, you see, he goes over to your data pad,
Great.
G-A-U. I can send it to you.
But I'd like to look into that bag. Not disrespectfully, but I'd like to kind of like
Potts, show some respect for the dead.
peer over it slowly.
And when you say that, he looks over and is like, please, if you come away from that.
Okay.
Let's
don't-
not be disrespectful
Yeah.
to this person who has shown us such hospitality.
Yeah, so he hasn't seemed like a danger, so I'll float back to the group.
I want to ask the priest. Do your religious edicts require that you preserve the body for a certain period of time or perform interment in a specific way? It seems odd that you would have kept the remains for this long. It is unusual among human cultures. Humanoid, I should say.
Almost takes offense for that for a second. Like, "Ah, how dare you? It is more that beyond the walls of this sanctuary are many dangers I feel ill-equipped to handle. I would care to take them somewhere where I could properly bury them. However, I've simply... And he, like, rubs his hands together a little bit. Not mustered the courage.
Do you have a means of getting off this planet? Someone you could communicate with?
Speaking of which, what planet is this?
Alright, so he looks
That's a good
at
question.
5e for a long moment, and then glances over at Skra. Where are you coming from?
Sense motive. I don't
planet
actually
is
have
this?
any.
Where are
My
you
sense
coming from?
motive is terrible. Oh, but I got a 15.
That's not bad.
Solid.
So that natural 19. That was the best I could have hoped for, really.
You have a -4?
Yes.
Wait, what? Oh gosh. Okay.
Alright.
I'll answer his question without checking, but if you may
Sure.
want to give him information, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll do that real quick and then you can tell me.
Apologies.
As you look at him, he seems to have this expression of wary disbelief, a little bit of confusion as you say that. But
Okay.
you don't sense anything malicious in the question.
In his
5e.
question? Okay.
Most recent port of origin with the diaspora.
You said you had a crashed ship, is that correct?
Correct. We booked passage with the captain.
The Shirin that we are looking for.
You came from... Please, now, speak truthfully to me. Fairy tales will only serve to confuse. That's not possible. Not since the unforgivable sin.
The what now?
He kind of like knocks his head and looks at you guys. Why don't you come sit down over here with me? And he gestures to the campfire in the center of the room.
Very well.
Yep, I will join.
All right.
Yeah. Go over there. I'm not trying to figure out, is he asking for us to elaborate further, or does it sound like maybe he's gonna elaborate
He
further?
wants
No.
to.
You get the impression that he's got something to say on this.
Okay.
All right, so you gather around the campfire, sit down on the logs. Uzi passed out still against the door. He's like, and he sits on one of the logs and kind of steeples his fingers a little bit and looks at you all. I'm inclined to believe that there is something beyond what I understand going on here, since I have not seen an operative SRO in a long time, or even heard of one working. So, when Triune tore apart space to stop those who would come to the Metadosa system to ravage the Diamond Eye of Triune, because the Pact Worlds and Viscarium were coming to try to claim it to fuel their pointless war. Seeing the illogical arrogance of these warring races, Triune, in their calculated rage, tore the galaxy asunder. They had once brought all races together, now they had pulled them apart, so they would mourn and repent of their sin. Everybody roll culture,
Yeah, so it sounds like
if you have it.
maybe
Oh my god.
galaxies are split into different dimensions or something?
29 for 5e.
Woo-hoo.
Just a measly 13 for Scriff.
22.
Right, so essentially none of what he just said makes any sense based on the history that you know. Triune, when it came together, 3 different AIs essentially, they gifted races the knowledge of the drift, and like that was in order to bring all cultures together so that they could grow and change. It doesn't make any sense to pull them apart, nor are you aware of that ever happening.
So this planet's history is all messed up, possibly?
Or
this-
we're like way shunted forward in time.
That is possible, and I had thought about asking him what year he believes it is. It's also possible that he's simply a fanatic heretic to his own religious tradition. But yeah, that's a good point. 5e will ask the Lashunta, what do you believe to be the current year?
He looks at 5e, pulls out a data pad, kind of cruises through it a little bit. It's 82 years since the sin, and according to time that existed before that, if that is what you're asking, we are at 318 years after the gap.
So that is accurate to our known history.
Yeah, with
Correct.
that would so
Yeah, so
we
it lines
would
up.
think that we would think this is the correct date.
This lines
Interesting.
up with the time frame that you are aware of.
So maybe it's more the religious or the...
What was the other
World
date that he gave
culture.
us? After
82
the
years
sin?
after the sin.
Hmm.
And he still hasn't really explained what the sin is.
Oh,
said-
he said that the Pact Worlds and the Viscarium were trying to take the Diamond Eye of Triune, whatever that is.
Right, and use it to
And-
fuel stuff.
Yeah, so we've got like a Tower of Babel situation.
Hmm.
They tried to climb too high and it got struck down.
Right.
That's the impression you're getting from this
But
story.
that never
is
happened
told.
in our timeline.
Correct.
So we're in like some alternate reality here,
Or he just has no idea what he's talking about.
or he's insane.
Yeah.
Either of those are possible.
He seems very calm, so now I'm curious, because...
Where was this Eye of Triune located for the Vescarium and the Pact Worlds attempted to take?
I'm still reeling from your lack of understanding of this. It is one of the planets in this solar system. It is, as far as I know from my readings, as I have not seen it myself, it is a planet that, because of its dense and powerful gravity, created a surface that was entirely of diamond.
Huh.
And those who would seek to take its riches for themselves. And he kind of trails off.
Did he tell us what planet this was? I heard him say the Metadosa system.
Yeah, he has not told you the name of the planet, but yes, he's told you the system.
So, yeah, while he's kind of finishing what he's saying, I'm going to just kind of turn around and quietly... I think he needs to get out a little bit more.
So how was it you found yourself in this planet? I know you said you had crashed and that you had come from the diaspora.
Yes.
But
Where were we headed to? It was some black rock?
We were headed to Broken Rock.
Ah,
Correct. We were ambushed by unknown forces. They shot our ship down, pushed us into the atmosphere. When we retained our operation again, we found that the captain of the ship had disappeared, and we saw a mysterious figure in the distance, holding a severed arm.
his eyes like widen a little bit as he looks at you.
Yeah, we need to find our friends. They must be in some critical condition. Did you say that drift travel is not possible?
As you say that, he stops moving for a second, puts his hands on his chin, and with these wide eyes, that's what it was called. He like sits back a little bit, and it looks like he's been hit with something that he just like is having to absorb and understand.
This is like if someone pre-Gap had shown up in our world and suddenly
Essentially,
dumped all this knowledge on someone who had forgotten everything.
but he has some knowledge of the
He
year.
knows- I think he
interesting.
knows what's happened since the sin.
Yeah.
But it was like a second gap for them.
Okay. Yeah, so he knows that there is stuff before that, but he possibly doesn't know anything of it.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
yeah, so he just kind of sits there for a minute, taking it all in and trying to figure it out.
I'm gonna lean over to Pawns and 5e as he's deep in thought. I'm gonna say, it's possible that our ship is still functional with the drift, and maybe the only one in this universe that has it. We need to secure that thing.
We do not have sufficient information to confirm that we are in an alternate universe. This man is not simply mentally ill.
But if he is,
Or perhaps we need to go and talk to some others?
what others?
I don't
This is
know.
the first, apart from Uzi here, this is the first person we have seen that hasn't tried to shoot us.
What is
Is he
Uzi now?
passed out?
Yeah, Uzi is
he's
just
checked
like-
out.
We all like
He's
stare at
checked
Uzi
out.
for a second and thinking like, is he the only thing left? Just like, oh no.
While you guys are having this conversation, Scriff, your arm pad blinks a couple times, makes a little sound.
I turn my wrist and look and check my notifications from Kat. Yes, Kat, what is it?
I've deciphered some data from the Stella Dular. Much of it was standard astronomical chart data. However, towards the end, the last few seconds in which the ship was still functional, it detected a drift beacon, a signal that's not in the ship's database, or what was left of it.
It detected a drift beacon other than the ones that we were expecting. Is that what you
Correct. It was not in the computer database.
Out of character, what is a drift beacon? Is that like an international friend-foe
I can-
transponder?
Absolutely.
It's so
so
drift beacons it's a big signal that allows ships to more rapidly travel to that location.
Oh,
So,
okay. So almost like a gravity well, but
Yeah,
more
it
space.
kind of sort of, yeah. It
allows
draws
you
you
to
easily
triangle.
there.
Yeah, it allows you to navigate more quickly to a location. What's the main city?
that's what I'm having trouble with too. It fell out of my head. But yeah,
Absalom
the
Station.
main Absalom Station has a stone at the core of it,
Which
and
is
it's
essentially like a super
a
drift beacon.
giant beacon that allows things to travel to it faster than away from it.
But
Okay.
other beacons can be crafted,
Mhm.
and if you place one in a solar system, then it takes less time through the drift to get there.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so the ship seems to have detected a beacon just before it stopped.
One that was previously uncharted as far as the ship's databases were concerned.
Correct.
That's weird. Okay.
Interesting.
Anything else, Kat?
There was very few things left on the ship's navigational system, which is what we managed to pull from the Stella Dular. So if I come up with anything else, I will absolutely let you know.
Thank you, Kat. Helpful as always.
You're welcome.
Well, I think we still need to find Captain Espa. But once we do, we need to retake our ship, even if it's overrun with goblins.
The
Look at Uzi.
Lashunta starts to come back to it a little bit as he hears you guys talk. I heard multiple loud noises throughout the city. I had assumed that buildings had fallen from the
Possibly.
dome, but it seems like it must have been your ship.
That too.
Maybe a little bit of both, yeah.
There was a little gunfire. We missed a lot, but we sorted it out. Mostly I missed.
Well, it's fortunate that you're alive.
Are there any other creatures around here that you're aware of
There's
that might be
The
welcoming?
Siltons.
the ones he mentioned. Would you call them the Garagatal?
Yes. If anyone wants to roll culture on that, or if you have language Vesk.
Culture it is.
I do have language Vesk.
You have
Okay.
language Vesk?
I do.
Excellent.
And I have 28 culture, if that helps further.
Okay, so when you heard the name Griff, your brain immediately translated it. And what it means is from many, one. So it seems that it's more like a name rather than a creature.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You are going to try to find your captain, you said it was?
Yes.
With the vehicle driving by, it's the only real explanation is that they must have also heard the noises and went to investigate. The Goragatal are the last humanoids remaining in the city, aside from, I suppose, myself. They're a gang of raiders and bandits that have laid claim to the corpse of this city.
Is there any extra information you can give us on their whereabouts or what their hideout
I can
might look like?
give you general directions. They have... And he looks to the side a little bit, kind of away from you guys. Come through on occasion.
Any help that you can provide us would be greatly appreciated, and perhaps we can make things a little bit safer for you as a result.
He nods his head again. I am very appreciative of any help you can offer, and my offer is similarly extended. Anything I can do to help. It seems that all of you have been pulled from wherever it was you were. I was not even aware that there was anything beyond this system. Puts his hand on his head.
I'm sure it's a lot to take in.
But
Take your time.
I apologize. It's all of you who should have my sympathy, not the other way around. Takes a deep breath, tries to right himself. This place is a place of sanctuary and healing, so you're welcome to stay here as much as you wish. And then
That seems like a good idea.
kind of gives you guys a nod. If any of you wish to speak about Triune or any other subject, I have nowhere else to go, so I'd be grateful for any conversation. But otherwise, please, this place is yours to use.
Thank you very much. I think it would be wise for us to rest. I need to clear my head at least before we go after them, but we also need to prepare if we are going to start a fight with this gang. Do you happen to have any weapons or armor that we could trade or buy or borrow?
I have only limited supplies here, but what I have, I absolutely am willing to give. So, because this guy is so stranded, unfortunately, he's not someone who has access to a lot of items. However, he does have a few things on hand that you could buy or trade with them. So he has a standard battery. He's got small arm rounds for like pistols and such. He has a canteen of water. And he has a med kit.
Medkit!
Oh, good.
We want the medkit.
He also has a few credits if you guys wanted to sell anything.
Okay.
I don't think I have a whole lot to sell.
Yeah, me either. I'll ask him, is there any radiation in this region? I found this, and I'll hold up the radiation badge. Should I be worried, and do I need to use it?
He looks at it for a second, and I don't have one myself, so I can't point directly to where radiation might be. But I have heard rumors that towards the very center of the city, the closer you get, the more toxic the air becomes. I can assume that that's what they meant.
Ah, I see. Is there a place I can recharge my batteries? I have some that have been expended.
Yes, and he walks over, and there's like this messed up, crumpled bed near a long table. Sitting on one of the smaller tables nearby is like a little computer. It looks old and janky. And there's a cable connected to it that runs towards the back of the church. And then about halfway between it and the wall, it is hooked up to a vine that runs the rest of the way up to...
Oh,
He's drawing power from the plants.
that's kind of cool.
So cool.
It makes a lot of sense. Electroconductive life forms. We encountered one just now.
So I will
They're all over.
plug in my batteries that I need to recharge and the radiation badge. And I want to see if I can just repair it, do some tinkering on it to just make sure it's running optimally for him. And then I'm going to pass out. Like, I'm just going to go to sleep.
Yeah, a short. We're
All
doing
right.
long rest. Short rest. What do we need to do here?
24 hours rest.
Okay, so you can get off
So
of that. Yeah.
what he's saying, and it all kind of depends on where you're setting your priorities. You know Captain Isbanespa is in a bad way, but someone might have taken her, so you don't know her state. But
Yeah.
you do have this place in which he's like, stay as long as you need to. I know you got something to do, but you're welcome here.
Well, we need Scriff as helpful as possible for what sounds
I'm not
like
going to
we're-
be in any condition to
Yeah.
fight, but if maybe you guys want to scout out the area while I'm trying to recover,
we're,
an option.
we're so stealthy.
But here, let me give you an engineering roll.
Please do.
That is a 27.
Very nice. That's what I'm talking about. We got
It's
some
one
good
thing I'm still
rolls.
good at. Natural 18.
Yeah, this computer is so outmoded and old. It's running off technology that you wouldn't even take a second glance at. So what you can do with it is limited unless you like pull some other technology from somewhere else, but
Right.
you do manage to get it running about as optimally as possible.
Cool. And then I'm going to say, 5e, I am beat. I am going to sleep now. And just he lies down and he's out.
No race. I'll keep watch.
If any of you want to get that med kit, that'd be great.
Yeah. I will actually. So is Pons going to be passing out to rest as well?
I mean, not for as long as Scriff, but yeah, I do need to rest. Just
All right.
So we have to wait. We have to rest for 24 hours essentially because we just long rested, and you can only do one long rest every 24 hours.
got it.
So if
Yeah.
we're gonna be long resting,
Take the day here.
we're gonna
we
need
have
to be
time?
here an entire day,
It's okay. I think like we
I think
need
that's
to.
fine.
So
which I need
Okay.
to anyway. I'm gonna have to try and break this addiction before we continue on.
Yeah, you've been in a rough way.
I'm useless in a fight right now.
Okay.
Once I believe that the two of them have gone to sleep, assuming that contemplators sleep like other humanoids do, I want to approach the priest first to see what I could offer in exchange for the medkit, and also to have a conversation with him.
Absolutely. The way he spoke, he seemed like he was willing to trade for something that might be of similar value or usefulness potentially. Out here, since supplies are rare, if you have anything that could help him survive this kind of place or help people come through, he'd probably be more willing to do that.
All right.
You can give him my extra field ration.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Sure. I'll offer him the field ration and the outmoded assault rifle that I took.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of looks at the gun a little bit hesitantly. So go ahead, give me a persuasion or, whatever it's called in this
Diplomacy.
system. Thank you. I play so many games and so many
Diplomacy.
systems.
Understand?
Oh, only a 6 on the Diplo. Sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah, he doesn't really want the gun. he barely wanted to use that pistol, as far as you can tell from how he reacted. So he's not really interested in that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Very well then. Perhaps I'll find something that will be of more use to you when we begin to scout this area.
We have a lighter.
All right. And was there anything in particular you wanted to have a conversation with him?
I do. You mentioned that you were a follower of a deity, one whom you identified by version number. Am I correct?
Yes. Well, the version number is because we had to change our understanding of Triune. This is a version number of the church itself.
New information means that you must revise your edicts.
Correct.
That seems logical, scientific almost. I have a question for you.
I will answer as best as I am capable.
I was asked a question by one of my compatriots that I do not understand. I was asked the first time that I realized I had a soul. I do not understand the concept of soul. I understand its definition, mind you. That is part of the information codex that was implanted in me, but only the humanoid understanding of that word. I have no intrinsic understanding of it myself. I understand that I have a conscience. I understand that I have the freedom of choice. I do not understand what it means to have a soul. Does your deity or your religion have anything to say about this?
He looks at you, and just like a little smile kind of plays at the corner. And please forgive me. What creatures roam this place that look similar to you scarcely stop to ponder the greater meanings of life, so it is quite the treat to speak with one who does. When Triune formed, it gained a greater realization of all realities, including, takes a second, the drift. As if a hole had been filled that had been missing in his whole ideology. And he, or they, I should say, gained a soul. How Triune defines it is probably not dramatically different from how you define it. It is the freedom to make your own choices, but the freedom to do that in more than just the reality in which you are presented. There are other planes and other existences. To have a soul is, in a way, to be in tune or in some small contact with those other planes. Is metaphysical and long believed to be just a fancy of humanoids. However, there is a soul, and it is coded into the living beings of the universe.
Coded. Can my code be de-encrypted, downloaded, uploaded?
Yes.
Hi, Tundra.
Tundra just decided to jump up here. He was
Shut your brain down.
Yes, pretty kids.
He was interested in the philosophical conversation.
Of course, yeah.
Just a cat wanders by. The priest picks it up, pets the cat. On your way. If Triune could ascend to the point where they could gain this knowledge, I see no theoretical reason why another, such as yourself, who runs on programming and code, could not do the same. I have no idea what forces it might take, or how you might achieve such a thing. To ascend to the level of God is not something I ever will aspire to myself, but it has been done once at least.
Such an aspiration would not be consistent with my programming. I am not permitted to impersonate a deity.
That's good.
But did you not say you have free choice? What prevents you from making such a thing? Humanoids have a code, and they try not to have delusions of grandeur. But I'm curious what would prevent an artificial intelligence. What restrictions do you have?
Such an attempt would not be logical. It would be equivalent to a contemplative attempting to be a fish.
Huh.
It simply isn't possible.
Pond is like, he's just like a hovering brain with a blanket thrown over it, so he kind of looks like a floating ghost, and he just like shifts around a little bit when he hears his name.
Does Pawns levitate while he sleeps?
That's how I see it. You know, maybe it
sounds
doesn't,
good to
but
me.
that's how I see it.
Right. So I'll end with this statement and wrap up however you want. But 5e is going to say to the priest, I pose these queries because I seek to understand myself better in order to recover data which was lost. If your concept of the soul is something that would help me to understand myself better, then that is information which I must process.
Nods his head. We are all on our own spiritual journey of understanding ourselves, our place in whatever universe we have. And since you are in a unique position of being a synthetic life form with the desire to understand themselves and a soul, I believe simply continuing to listen and learn and do all that you can to understand why you are who you are and how you are will move you along the same journey that all of us take.
The parameters that you have ascribed are consistent with my logical heuristics.
Then you are already ahead of others.
I thank you for your time. Good evening.
All right,
I'll
well,
go back and shut down for a bit. Process all that.
couple things
That's a
just
lot of stuff
happened
to-
right
That was a
there.
lot.
That's gonna grind your gears for a few nights.
Yeah, okay. So that was very good. I'm glad that you have pursued a little bit more on this question that Scriff had asked you. And it was good.
Well done. Well done.
Very well done. Now, Scriff,
Yes.
there's some things happening that you get to deal with now.
Oh
Gets to roll.
boy.
So a question for you. You're sleeping for a while to basically try to sleep off this horrible addiction.
Yep.
Are you going to pop another one of the Isbin Espa specials?
I think
got
that
one
would
more.
Be wise. Yeah. I'll do that.
Okay. So if you guys want to, what we can do is we can have you sleep through a couple days. You guys can help around the church. You guys can do what you want to do. So you can do your roles.
Do a cleaning montage? Is that what you're saying? Yeah? Got it.
Pons is just picking up one rock at a time with his like telepathic hands, like boop, boop.
Can't be more than 5 pounds. Oh, too heavy. Oh, wait, that one.
6 pound rock.
Dang. He's trying to like, lift it with his like little neuron like hands.
All right. Let's get some rolls.
Did we get a med kit?
You said he had
You
one.
guys were going to like look around and see if there was anything else you could trade for, or you could think about how you wanted to get it. So we could do that real quick because that would help.
If he just wants credits.
I gathered, I kind of got the impression that credits wouldn't be of use to him because of the remote nature of this place.
Yeah, he would accept it, but it's not going to be as much value to him.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have that stone. I'm sure it would be super valuable, but I don't really want to give it to him. The Eon Stone?
I think the better solution
True.
is to maybe, I would actually want to attempt a survival check to see if I can scrounge up something that would be of use to him or anybody who wanders through that he gives refuge to.
Yeah, give me a survival check. Maybe you can find something out in the wilderness that could be worthy of trade for him.
Natural 20 for a 26.
Nice.
Oh, baby.
When it
Coming
counts.
in the clutch right there. Very nicely done. Yeah, so, over the time that Scriff is sleeping, you're carefully outside moving around, finding what you can, and you manage to find, like, some plants that have fruits growing that appear to be edible, as far as your sensors tell you. And you manage to bring back some food that he could potentially have. And I know Scriff had also said, you can throw in my extra ration, something like that. So if you wanted to throw in the ration and these, scavenge things, then he would be willing to trade for the med.
I think that's very much worthwhile considering the situation that he's in.
Absolutely. So you guys now have a med kit. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be so much better.
Oh,
Yes.
I feel so much better about
Yeah.
this roll now.
Gonna get you off that smacko, yes we will. Gonna get you off that smacko, yes we will.
Okay. So the way this
Yes.
works is you have to roll medicine,
Okay.
and if you exceed the DC of the disease, then I get a +4. So the
Okay.
DC is 15.
All right.
All right, let's see how it
Okay.
goes.
That's doable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Is it like a 14?
14.
Oh,
Are you
no.
serious?
I'm
no.
so sorry,
So
Jeff.
close.
That's okay. I've got the +3 this time. And if I really need to, I've got a popsicle. So here we go.
All right.
No +4.
Popsicle.
Here we go. Second roll against this thing.
17.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We
Excellent.
got two.
All right. We got two.
All right.
One more.
Give me that
One
final
more.
one.
Yeah.
All right, can I
give me-
med check on this one too?
Yes.
You absolutely can. This is
Here
the
we go.
next day.
Sweeping.
Ooh, 23.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yes.
get you off
All
that
right.
smack. We'll get that monkey
So-
off your back.
No +3 for me now, but I've got a +4. So here we go.
Okay, come on.
Oh,
Okay, come
baby.
on. Come on.
Come on.
Griff needs a new pair of shoes.
9. No.
9.
Give me the popsicle.
+4? Plus it's 13?
Shove that
Oh, no.
popsicle in my mouth right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
he's
use it.
sleeping. Oh no, he's taking a turn. Just take the popsicle. Just right down his throat.
Hold the stick out. Chew and
Okay.
swallow.
So you cannot go lower than an 11 on this. It's
Yeah.
still like with
Oh,
your
but,
bonus. I think you got this.
Can we get the
I
+4?
think I got the +4 still because
we can auto succeed.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
All right. Anyway.
Natural 20!
Natural 20.
Dance.
All
Diggity
right.
done.
This
And you
is
are
what
finally
I'm talking about.
cured from that horrible, horrible addiction.
He's just like he's in a cold sweat all through these 2 nights as he's trying to recover from this thing.
Oh man.
Now he's all better. He gets
He's
up
all
the next day. And he's
better,
like,
baby.
"Oh, I feel so much better." 5e, thank you for taking care of me these last couple nights. It's been rough.
It was no trouble to provide assistance. Optimizing your performance is, after all, essential to the survival of the rest of us. I am glad that you no longer experiencing withdrawal symptoms. They
As
seemed
am I.
painful.
And I'm marking a long rest, so I am now at max HP now too.
Very
Awesome
nice.
sauce.
Oh yeah, we get one more.
The
Awesome.
priest walks up to you guys, looks at Scriff, and gives a gentle smile. It's good to see that you have overcome that which was causing you so much pain. I have no doubt that you will now be essential in recovering your captain. I wish you good luck. End of chapter 5.
Right there.
Woo!
Oh,
Right.
feels so
Oh.
much better.
When life drains you down, charge up on the Emergency Power Network. Theme song Triangles by Diamond Ace. Find them at bandcamp.com. Music provided by Nicholas Judy of Dark Fantasy Studio at darkfantasystudio.com and Tabletop Audio. Find them at tabletopaudio.com. Font Azonics by Mixo. Find them on Twitter at MixoFX. The Starfinder role-playing game, including its official lore and images, are the intellectual property of Paizo Incorporated. All rights reserved. Narrated by Denny Lee Collins.